This is how I caught my boyfriend cheating with zero proof. I was bored one day, as any woman sometimes is, so I texted him, "I know what you did." Immediately he replies, "What are you talking about?" I double down, "I know what you did. It'll be easier for both of us if you're honest." This idiot, without me saying anything specific, goes, "Oh my God, are you talking about Stephanie?" Now, I am absolutely blindsided. My heart drops, my stomach twists, but I pull through. I hold it together. I say, "Yes, I am talking about Stephanie, and I know all of the details." Because I know all of the details, I want to hear it come straight from you. He proceeds to tell me in detail the full story of him cheating on me. He's pouring his heart out. "Leah, I'm so sorry. It was a drunk thing. I don't like her." After telling me everything, at the end of his confession on the phone, I go, "Sir, I didn't even know you cheated. You just outed yourself." This was a little toxic of me at first to gaslight this man, and this definitely was not for the emotionally healed. But the stars aligned, and it was like my ancestors just told me to gaslight this man, and I got the truth. Needless to say, I was very torn up, but it was a very long time ago. He is now engaged with a child, and we are on good terms.
Red flags my ex had, and I still stayed. He said his mattress was on the floor because it grounds his energy. Banana peel on his nightstand, and when I asked him about it, he said it was for fruit fly research. Before you guys are like, "Oh, he's probably just poor," he was wealthy. He would feed his dogs like dog treats made out of tuna and then kiss them on the mouth. And when I would say that's disgusting, he would be like, well, dogs actually have a clean mouth. They have naturally clean teeth." He had a mysterious stain on his ceiling, and when I asked him about it, he was like, "Oh, it's fine as long as it doesn't start dripping again." He said hand sanitizer counts as showering. I don't know if that was a joke, but I'm not going to take it as one because of all the things he did. He said it's not pink eye if you don't blink too hard. What the fuck does that mean? He had a half-eaten McChicken in his glove department from 2022. His favorite cup had a ring of milk crust. When I told him to clean it out, he said it was for Matt Murray's. He said I couldn't hang out with my gay friend because my gay friend was faking being gay to hang out with girls, and also because he was an empath and he could know their intentions. He made me block any guy who liked my post, and he would go through my following and be like, "Who's this? Who's this? Why are they following you?" and make me block everyone that was a boy. He made me block my own cousin because he didn't like the vibe that he gave. He said I owe him an explanation if I didn't sound cheerful enough in a voice memo. He made a shared calendar called Our Life, and he put schedules for when I go to bed, or like when our daily night call would be because we would sleep on the phone. He told me if I ever made a get rid of me without mentioning him, it was cheating and I was hiding something, which I never mentioned him, and then he might get rid of me, so he kind of had to deal with that. Anyways, if you made it to the end, comment Sigma.
A day in the life with your boyfriend from hell. You wake up in the house that you live with him in at much too young of an age. You wake up and your stomach is hurting really, really bad, like more than you've ever felt before. But your boyfriend doesn't really care, and he just gets up and starts playing NBA 2K on the couch in the living room and screaming really loudly. As the day goes by, your stomach pain just gets worse and worse to the point where you're literally like sobbing on the phone with your mom because it was so unbearable. And of course your boyfriend doesn't really care and doesn't really comfort you. He just keeps playing video games. And so finally the pain subsides just enough where you can actually get an Uber to urgent care because your boyfriend doesn't have a car. You get to urgent care and you describe the pain you're having. You're like, you might have appendicitis. So they tell you that you need to go to the ER. Of course, your boyfriend doesn't have a car to drive you to the ER. And you are there by yourself and there for multiple hours, and your boyfriend calls off work, but he doesn't actually come in to the ER. He just uses it as an excuse to not go to work. After several hours of waiting at the ER and literally pooping your pants, you find out that you in fact do have appendicitis. And so once you find out that you're going to be at the ER overnight because you have to wait for emergency surgery the next day, you call your boyfriend and you say, "Hey, can you please bring me my AirPods and my iPad so that I can have something to do while I'm here?" And he says, "But I'm using them." And you say, "I don't care, they're mine." So he reluctantly brings them there in an Uber that you also pay for. He sits with you in the room for maybe like 10 minutes and lies on the bed with you and then goes back home to sleep in his own comfortable bed. And then the next morning your mom flies in an overnight flight to come take care of you, and he is mad that you aren't hanging out with him and that you're hanging out with your mom.
So this girl I know found out she got cheated on because one day she was just ordering Postmates for her and her boyfriend on his phone, and she realized that the last saved address was an address she did not recognize. Like, it was not his address, it was not hers. So she goes to his order history. The last time he had ordered was a week prior when she was out of town, and it was to that address. She was like, whose address is this? And he was like, "Oh, just this guy from work. We went over to his house after work last week to play video games while you were out of town." She was like, "Since when have you ever hung out with somebody from work?" I was like, "Whatever, just try to let it go, move on." But over time, she just had this gut feeling that something was so off. So what did she decide to do? She pulled up on the house. She literally went to this house, knocked on the door. This girl opens the door, and she's like, "Hi, I'm so-and-so's girlfriend. Like, do you know him? This girl was like, his girlfriend. What? Yes, I know him. We work together. Basically tells her that they had been hooking up for months and had no idea that he had a girlfriend or anything. Can anyone tell me about a time when a girl's intuition has ever been wrong?
So it's our 1-year anniversary. We go out to dinner at the melting pot, eat some fondue, have a good time, go to Walmart. We make a little post. We're like, oh my God, happy 1 year, love you so much. And then we go home to his house. And I'm laying in his bed playing Forza. And then he picks up my phone. And I think nothing of it. Like, I'm always loyal. There's nothing on my phone. So he picks it up and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he starts acting real weird. Like, he's kind of like low-key tweaking a little bit. And he's like, I'm gonna go get some water. And then he walks downstairs and I look up and he's standing on the stairs staring at me like man's is tweaking. But I'm like, okay, maybe he's just acting weird, whatever. Then he comes back up, we're cuddling, then I pick up my phone. I see these messages on my lock screen and it's like, hey girl, I saw Gavin post something for your 1 year and I said, so immediately like I open Instagram to go look at the rest of the message and it's not there. So I'm like, kind of sus, whatever. So I go to my message request, and there's this message from this girl, and she's like, hey, I don't know why you blocked my other account, like, I'm just trying to let you know. And I was like, oh my God. So I unblock her, and I'm like, hey girl, I'm sorry, he blocked you from my phone, like, what did you say, what's going on? And she was like, hey girl, like, I saw his post for your 1 year anniversary, and I was thinking about it, and I thought back, and he was talking to me as late as November. Keep in mind, we started dating in July, I'm pretty sure. So from July until November, they were talking. And so I like to do a little psychological warfare type shit. So I had my suspicions that he was cheating on me, but I didn't really know. So on and off, I'd be like, you know, like if you were doing anything, you know I'd find out, right? Like, you know, like, I always find everything out. Like, I always know. I've been saying this for, like, months at this point. So, when I see that message, I look up at him and I go, you thought I wouldn't find out, didn't ya? Well, I told you, I always know. And then I had to live with him for another month after that. So I had so much fucking fun. If y'all want to hear about that shit, let me know.
Storytime how my boyfriend of 3 years was cheating on me and stealing from me. Okay, guys, we're gonna name him Cole. The first 2.5 years of our relationship were actually, like, really good. Like, we were in love. He was in love with me. Turns out he was cheating on me for the whole 2.5 years before the, like, 3-year mark when I broke up with him. I broke up with him on our 3-year anniversary. I started to just, like, notice my things going missing, like nice jewelry or even, like, nice branded clothes, nice shoes, nice purses. And I literally cried to him about these things. Like, he knew, like, how it was affecting me. And then I started noticing money missing from my bank account. I would call the bank and they said that I was the one removing it. So that's when I started to get suspicious of him. Also, another thing that really made me, like, point him out and, like, notice it was him is anytime I had cash in my wallet and I would go around him, it would always somehow go missing. Oh my God, I think my contour broke. Hold on. Oh my God, it just exploded all over my vanity. He wouldn't take all of it though. Like, let's say I had a 50 in there, he would take 20 of it. He would, like, take an amount where he thought, I guess I wouldn't notice, but I definitely noticed. So one day I was shopping on Depop, literally shopping on Depop, sorry. And I seen this guy come across that had the same name as my boyfriend. So I clicked on there and it's all of my clothes, so I bought them all back and I ordered them all to my best friend's house, and then I brought them all to my house and I invited him over, and I basically said, turns out my best friend was stealing it all, to see if, like, he'd admit to it, and he still did not admit to it. So I gave him, like, 2 weeks to maybe just, like, own up to it, but then he started getting texts from girls, and then I also found his Tinder profile. So now I know he's cheating on me. And you think that's where it would end, but no. I went to his house and I got all of his nice shoes because this man had so many nice shoes, and I sold them all on Depop, and every single last one of them were bought. So, and then he, like, found out, and then I ended up confronting him about all the things he was doing, and I broke up with him and I blocked him. And then I ended up getting a hey girly text from some girl, and she was like, did you date blah 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 blah? And I was like, yeah, we dated from this time frame. And she was like, oh my God, that's actually crazy because we've been dating for 2 years. And then she proceeds to tell me about all this nice jewelry he gave her, and my jewelry was not on Depop. I never got my jewelry back, so I was like, send me a picture of it. It was all my jewelry. It was, like, Tiffany and Dior stuff too, but she offered to give it back and I was like, no, it's okay.
I am already, so I hope everybody has a blessed day. Bye, guys.
Okay, guys, we're gonna be doing things our exes did and we still stayed. For context, these are my 2 exes.
This is just my last ex.
Okay, the first one is he smashed my phone because my cousin, who was a boy, called me.
Okay, go. Okay. Mine is that when we started dating, he didn't tell me he had kids. I found out a month in from another girl that he had a kid. And then I found a month after that he had a second kid with a different baby mama. So...
He threw a controller at my head when he lost at Madden.
Okay, mine, every time he got mad or frustrated with me, he would hold his hands out like this and go, I just want to fucking choke you out. Okay, and sorry, for context, he turned out to be abusive, so that's...
Mine would turn his location off every time he went to the club.
The fucking trauma. Okay, mine went through my whole room, everything in my room, underwear drawers, everything, and found, Polaroids that I gave to my, ex before him and freaked out on me. So...
Mine would just, ghost me for days because he was going through something.
Holy shit. Okay, mine didn't do anything for my birthday 2 years in a row. First year, he started a fight. Second year, he broke up with me a week before my birthday. Sorry. So, this year's gonna be better.
So, for my last one, he would make me drive 8 hours or book a flight to go see him every 2 to 3 weeks because he was in the military, and when he finally had 30-day leaves off, instead of coming to see me, he planned to go visit his ex-girlfriend that he was talking to throughout our whole relationship.
Pat on the back, pat on the back. And that's the end.
Hi everyone, gonna do a haul of what my psycho ex-boyfriend gave back to me as our breakup gift. Okay, what he dropped off back at my house, except it gets progressively worse as we go on. Okay, get ready. Starting off strong, we have my Vera Bradley blanket that I slept with at his house. Perfect, fine. This is actually the only thing I asked back, whatever. I can't think right now. Let's start with just a Lego. Okay, I gave this to him for Valentine's Day because he was gonna build it for me. Fine. It was a gift. Guess he didn't want it. Fine. Then Valentine's Day again. I just got him this little a year of dates ideas. Okay, cool. No problem. Then personalized candle with a picture of us with our anniversary on it. Okay. Don't know why we had to give that back, but hey, to each their own. Jellycat, penguin. Okay. Thank God, actually, because I can add it to my collection now. So that's fine. Then we have this little macaroni and cheese because I got him a little heart last year for Valentine's Day that said, I macaroni have eyes for you, and I brought it to him after one of his hockey games in the parking lot, and I was like, here's a little surprise. Why'd you have to give that back to me? Don't know. Here we get into the really fun stuff. Okay, a picture frame without the picture in it. Okay, but here's the picture. Thank you so much. You had to take it out of the frame and then give it back to me? What was the point? That's really stupid, actually. Some of the Polaroids I printed for him. Okay, I guess he picked and chose which ones he wanted to give back to me, which ones he wanted to keep. Weird. To each their own, again. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Okay? Every single card I've ever written him. Okay? Every single one. Anniversary, birthday, random, just because, Valentine's Day, Easter,
you name it, there's a card for it. Every single one. Novels, writing in these cards. Novels. Give it back to me. There's a garbage. Throw it out. No, this is the finale. Ready for it? My personalized little scrapbook I made him for our 1-year anniversary. That I wrote. Like, what I love about you. So personalized. Like, picture. Like, okay? Give that back to me. You couldn't just throw it out. You had to shove it in my face, put it in a box, and throw it on my driveway. Right. Really? But you kept the stuff in your car from me, and you kept the other stuffed animals. You kept other stuff. You kept certain pictures. You kept a different picture frame. Like, you kept certain things. Why? But you gave this back to me. My hard-working gift. So you hate me. You hate me so much you have to give this back to me. Right. Go fuck yourself.
Things my white ex did and I still stayed. Made me watch Love Island and chose the season where the black girl wasn't chosen and specifically asked me why the black girl wasn't chosen. Told me that I was none of his friends' types and that his friends didn't think I was cute. But here's the catch. He thought I was cute, so he wanted me to know that. Asked me where I wanted to go on a date. Drove past the restaurant, saw it was valet parking, and then was like, F this, I'm not doing that, and then took me to like a $5 taco place. Told me I was racist because I said I would not take any disrespect and continued to call me racist. Messaged my best friend and DM'd her even though I'm clearly posted on her Instagram. So I got my best friend to follow him just to see if he was loyal, and he DM'd my best friend, hey. And then when I asked him why he DM'd my best friend, hey, he was like, I just wanted to know what was going on. Mind you, I had other friends also prior to that follow him, and he did not DM any of them. He DM'd my one friend though, who he did bring up before. He also, while we were talking, would like other girls' pictures, follow other girls, had his ex-girlfriend of like 4 years on his closer friend's story, and then accidentally told on himself when he was telling me a story about how his ex-girlfriend called him the day before. And then he claimed he was in no contact with this girl. Clearly he was. He also, mind you, when I asked him, hey, are you still in love with your ex? He never answered, and the entire car ride was silent. He also would get mad at me when I wanted to see my college advisors. So this was during the beginning of the year, and he got upset when I had multiple meetings with my college advisor. He literally was plotting on my downfall. Wait, there's so much more, but I literally will not ever put that on the internet. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. But it's kind of like crazy because even though someone can be so horrible to you, you still want to be with that person. And I'm definitely struggling with this. I've always been alone my entire life. And this was the first person that showed me like deep attention. So obviously I'm getting over this person, even though they were like actually terrible. And all my friends are like, are you crazy? But I'm still trying to get over this person. I need to get over this person. And there's no going back now.
Hey guys, these are things that our exes did and we still stayed.
And they progressively get worse.
Yes. Okay, you go first.
Okay. My first one, he probably slept through our plans 2 times a week.
Okay.
Which is, could be worse.
Okay.
Has been worse.
Said I gave his sister more attention compared to him.
Wait, how old was his sister?
12. Okay.
After we broke up over something that he did, I can't even say why because it was so bad, but he hated me and talked shit on me for months because we broke up over something so bad that he did. Very mature.
Called me a cruel person because he told another girl he wanted to smoke with her alone knowing she wanted to fuck him.
Right. Okay. Okay. Ditched me to hang out with his friends. I feel like that's pretty normal. Unfortunately.
checked my roommates out when he helped me move into college.
Yeah, that's true. And he stayed with us for like 2 days. It was really awkward.
I didn't know.
Okay, he was an athlete and he would have like tournaments over the summer, and I knew he was busy, so I asked him, I was like, can we have like one day every month, like 3 days during the summer, like one day where we spend like the whole day together? And he said, I don't know, maybe, I can't make you promises. I was like, okay, my bad.
Paid $3,000 for him to go on my family vacation, and then he broke up with me a month later.
The hustle. I respect the hustle. We dated for a year and a half, and he got me flowers twice, and both times I told him that he had to.
Said yes to going to prom with his ex while we were dating.
Our first date was supposed to be on our 6-month anniversary, and we had it planned 6 months, first date, and we had it planned for like 2 weeks, and then that day he canceled and told me reschedule, and we never did.
Told me he wanted to hang out with his ex alone while we were still dating.
Hang on. So going off of the last one, our first actual date was on our 1-year anniversary, and he couldn't even make reservations, so we waited for 3 hours to go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Found out he was cheating on me again on a field trip because he's been texting and calling his ex for 5 months.
Slept through my best friend's funeral.
Told me an elaborate story about how this girl was his cousin, but she was just a girl that he was cheating on me with. I believed it.
WVU. After my friend died, he almost broke up with me. 2 weeks after my friend died, he almost broke up with me because I made friends with a guy who was also friends with my friend that died. How dare I?
He made a list of people who he was attracted to and then blamed it on being philosophical, and my best friend was on it.
Last one. When my friend died, again, wasn't a very good time. When my friend died, he never once asked me if I was okay, and then afterwards, when I asked him why, he told me it was because he thought it was weird that I cared so much that a man died. Because that's what his friends were telling him too. They all thought it was weird that I was sad that my guy friend died.
Last one and best one. He wrote in his notebook that he wanted to have babies with his ex because I had a pregnancy scare. That's our lore. Thank you for listening. There's more, of course.
Get ready with me while I drop some tea on you guys. Can I start off by saying, if you saw my last Get Ready With Me, oh, the tables have turned, honey. Don't go back looking for it. I removed that shit. That shit's gone. So don't even go looking for it. My skin is nice and primed. My eyebrows are crazy because I just filled them in a little bit, but... So, in the previous video, I was talking about how if my ex had came back and said, let's try again, which is exactly what he did later that day after I posted that Get Ready With Me. He came back and he said, let's try again. So we did. We tried again for a little bit. Who wants Mr. Queso from CO? Who wants him? I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't. You're in every Asian bitch's likes. You're in every Asian bitch's fucking DMs or something. What the fuck is wrong with you? Unfortunately, the only stupid one here is me. I'm the only one to blame. But can you really blame him though? He is a sack boy. He is a sack boy. Who's to blame? Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Nobody's to blame here. The only person I blame is myself for falling for his stupid ass motherfucking words. He's over here because I'm going through his shit right now. And for him to be comforting me, being like, oh, I'll accept you, like whatever you're going through, whatever is going on with you, how hurt you are, whatever, like if you need to lay in bed, whatever. He's talking about it in my ear. He's talking about how he'll gain my trust back. Bitch, why the fuck, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? So yeah, go ahead. Take my leftovers, honey. Clock it. The reason we ended the first time was because he genuinely does not see my worth as a partner. And I felt taken for granted from him. And he was disrespecting me over and over again. So I got to the point where I just ended it with him. Because, bitch, know your worth. And apparently I don't. Because I fell for his stupid ass again. For it again. But genuinely, like, I don't care. I don't care. Whatever Asian bitch want to get with him, whatever little Asian bitch want to get with him, just know his mama like me more, okay? But let's not even talk about that, because let's focus on the real person here. Me. At the end of the day, I am not that mad at myself though. As much as I seem like I'm super upset with myself and all this stuff, I'm not. I'm pretty content with myself because I know I loved as much as I could and I treated him right. I met his family. I did everything right. I didn't do anything to deserve what I got. You know what I mean? I'm the type of female you can carry on to your future while you're choosing these females that you only get for only this little limited amount of time, this limited amount of time we got in high school. That's what you're choosing over a female you could take with you into being an adult, into freaking growing up, into college, into being a better person. But you didn't choose that. You chose this instead. You know what I mean? But I'm very aware. I'm a good ass female. When it comes to being in a relationship, although I might seem a little crazy, I really am such a lover girl and I really am such a good female. I know my worth. I know I can treat men good and I know that. Which is why I don't feel as much regret for it ending or not it working out, because he was stuck on lusting over girls when he had me right there. Dude, when I'm a lover girl, I get so blinded by love. Like, I will literally give whoever I'm talking to, if I really, like, truly do like them and I feel that connection, I will literally give them the world. And that's the issue. I am really such a loyal ass female. I just need to stop. I need to stop giving men so many chances to hurt me like this. And it's really nobody else's fault but mine, because I allow it to happen over and over and over again. You know what I mean? I'm really fucking over it. I think the main reason my dumbass let him back is because I'm so vulnerable, dude. Like, seriously, I'm in like one of the most vulnerable states right now. I literally feel like I have nobody. Like, nobody. And that's why I think it was so easy for me to be like, I miss him, because I missed having someone, and I missed having someone to be there for me and talk to all the time. So when we did end, it did obviously have an impact on me. I'm going through a lot of fucking shit, and especially when we ended was when I was going through the most shit too. It's whatever though, because he pushed me to my breaking edge, but guess what? Single Rosalind ain't shit. Relationship Rosalind is the loyalest girl you'll ever meet. But unfortunately, I'm single Rosalind right now. So, see y'all later.
Story time of how I found out 5 minutes ago that I have been cheated on. So I met this boy in Thailand like 3 months ago, and from the first day that we met, we traveled together every single day for 3 weeks. So like his entire trip, I was with him. And then at the end of it, he was going back to Perth, and he was like, oh, do you want to move to Perth with me? And I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy because I live in London, but I do have family in Sydney. So I was like, okay, it's not that weird. Like, I'm Australian, so that's fine. Like, yeah, sure, I'll come to Perth with you. So I moved to Perth with him, and I'm living at his house for like 2 weeks, and like obviously everything's really good, like it was vibes. But he works in a job where he flies away and works 3 weeks like in the mines, and then he gets 1 week off. So I thought rather than me sitting in his house for 3 weeks and like waiting for him to come back, I would go visit my mum in Sydney. So I fly out to Sydney, and we are FaceTiming every single night, and he's like, oh, I really want to come visit you on my week off, so like I'm thinking of flying over to Sydney. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then, like, it was my birthday as well in that time frame, and, like, he sent flowers to my house and everything, which was really cute. And then he, like, came up with the idea. He's like, okay, rather than me coming to Sydney, why don't I just fly us both to Bali and pay for, like, a Bali trip for both of us for your birthday, and so I can see you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, my God, that is, like, amazing. Like, that's so nice of you. Like, yeah, let's do it. So we went to Bali last week, and everything was fine. Like, I had a really good time. And then obviously I said goodbye to him last Sunday, so like 9 days ago now. And then this time, like, he went straight to work after that. And then this time, like, he'd kind of been just, like, a little bit weird. Like, he's not been FaceTiming me every day. Like, he's been talking to me less. And I kind of messaged him today being like, oh, what's up? And he's like, oh, nothing. I've just had this thing on my mind that's really been stressing me out. Like, I'll FaceTime to you tonight. And I was like, okay, cool. So he FaceTimes me and I was like, oh, what's up? And he's like, oh, like, it's literally nothing, but, like, I'm just paranoid that I have an STI. Like, ever since I've met him, he's just always been really paranoid about STIs. Like, but I've obviously been tested since sleeping with him and only him, because, like, we were exclusive. So I was like, oh, like, trying to, like, calm him down, like, calm down his hypochondriacness. I was like, oh, no, like, don't worry, like, I've not been sleeping with anyone else, you've not been sleeping with anyone else, so, like, you couldn't possibly have symptoms. No, sorry, you couldn't possibly have an STI because you would have shown symptoms already because we've been sleeping together for, like, 3 months. And he made, like, a face, and I was like, hold on, what the fuck's that face? And he was like, oh, nothing. And I was like, have you been sleeping with anyone else? And he was like, oh, no. And I was like, no, seriously, have you slept with anyone else? He was like, no. I asked him again, have you slept with anyone else? He said no. I asked him a 4th fucking time. And he was like, okay, yeah, I slept with someone else. And I was like, you're joking. And he's like, no, I'm not joking. And I'm like, no, fucking tell me you're joking. He wasn't joking. So I was like, you know that feeling when you find out information and you just shake, like that adrenaline. I was like, okay, when? He was like, before Bali. Because I was like, okay, maybe fair enough, like, you were out drinking in Bali, because I went to bed earlier than he did every single night because I crash early. So I was like, oh, fair enough if you were really drunk and, like, you slept with someone else, like, I mean, still not okay, but he slept with someone else before Bali. He was at home for 2 days before the Bali trip. So he went from work, flew into his hometown in Perth, was at his house for 2 nights, literally 1.5 days, and slept with someone else, sober. Like, he wasn't out drinking. So I'm thinking it was either his ex or it was this girl that he was seeing before me, or even if it wasn't one of those two, it doesn't fucking matter. He did this completely sober, knowing he was going to see me in Bali for a week for my birthday 2 days later. Are you fucking kidding me? And then the worst part of all of this is after I hung up the phone after I found this out. I was fucking fuming. Like, I was literally livid. Hung up the phone. He's not sent a message. He's not called me back. He's just gone to bed. This man has fucking gone to bed. I'm like, are you fucking serious? It's been an hour now. It's 1:21 a.m. in the morning. I'm fucking livid. I can't sleep now. I'm like, absolutely fuming. Also, one of his friends, the only other friend that I met in Perth that followed me, like his housemate, has unfollowed me, and it would have been in the last couple of days. So I'm like, okay, maybe he cheated on me and, like, it's been premeditated and he was going to end things anyway. Like, that's why he's being weird the past week. I was like, okay, that adds up. However, on this phone call tonight, 5 minutes prior to me, you know, discovering this cheating thing, he said that he was going to fly out to Sydney next week. I was like, yeah, I'm going to come out to Sydney and see you in a few days. I was like, what? Like, the fact that he was going to come to Sydney knowing he's cheated on me, like, what the fuck is wrong with this man's head? And I literally had to drag this information out of him. And the funniest thing is, the last week I've been saying, like, half as a joke, but half because I kind of knew something was off. I was like, you know what you've done? You know what you've done? You know how you sometimes do that? You're like, you know what you've done? Just, like, trying to, like, get any sort of secret out that isn't even there. I've been doing that. And he's like, why do you keep saying that? And I was like, I don't know, you know. And, like, I could tell, like, I don't know. I'm a fucking girl. We know. We have intuition. I could fucking tell something was up. And I was right. And, But anyways, I started off this video crying, and I've ended it in rage again. I'm literally going in between rage and crying because I just don't know how to fucking feel. I want to lay it all out on this man. I want to have a big screaming match and then never speak to him again because I need to let out all my frustrations. But it's fine. I've already unfollowed him, and if he never speaks to me again, then God forbid, because never, ever trust a ginger, ladies and gentlemen.
Get ready with me while I tell you how my ex cheated on me. Okay, so just for some context, I met this guy at the end of 2023. We kind of like met through Instagram. I guess we had like some mutuals. He does not live in the UK, so we were just like, you know, texting a bit, and then he came to the UK because he had a job here, and then we met up, and honestly it was great. Like, there was a lot of effort from his side. And then month of December in 2023, he flew to the UK, I think like twice. So guys, there was like 24/7 texting and a lot of effort. So I was like, green flag. Okay, probably a month into dating, we confessed our feelings, which is, you know, pretty early, I know. So I just went with it because it felt good at the time. 2 weeks later, because we said that we don't want to be with anyone else, I was like, okay, so like if we don't want to be with anyone else, we might as well just like be girlfriend, boyfriend. His reaction was this. And then kissed me. Oh, and the fuck was that? And he proceeds to tell me that he has a block when it comes to relationships. I said to him, of course, absolutely no problem. Whenever you're ready, let me know. This is like mid-Jan. From there, I'm not even kidding. Every month I checked in and I was like, so how we doing? Any advancement? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So then Valentine's Day came around. Didn't send me flowers, nothing. But we were saying I love you, everything. But we weren't girlfriend and boyfriend. Again, I kept asking him. He was like, sorry, I'm not ready yet. All the same, like the same bullshit the whole fucking time. In March, guys, I was developing really, really bad anxiety. I'm talking like throwing up because of anxiety. In March, I just had a feeling that something wasn't right. So I go and check like his following, which I've never done ever before. And he always was following new girls, liking their photos and I don't know what. And I was like, I don't even want to know what else you're doing. So I confronted him and he was like, oh, sorry, like in my mind I'm still single. Yeah, let that sink in. Let that sink in. He was like, I know I'm not, like, you know, like you're my woman, but he would never call me his girlfriend. I should have known there and then. I should have known and just run, but it didn't. Everything went absolutely downhill. He was giving me less effort. I think the last time we saw each other was March for like 2 months, and I could just tell that like shit was not right. I had gifted him a photo of us, like framed, and he had put it in his kitchen. And sometimes he would send me videos of him like playing the piano and the picture frame wasn't there. So I asked him, I was like, why is it not there? Like, it's a bit weird. I also learned playing the piano because of me. I taught him and he bought a piano because of me. His answer was, oh, my mom's friend who was an electrician came by and he was looking at the radiator. Electrician looking at the radiator. Okay. And I just don't like when like personal things are lying around. Guys, when someone tells you that they love you, you're just gonna believe that. You're just gonna believe it. That man was also in a toxic relationship with his work. I went to an audition for like a dream job. I got the job. The plan was that I go to his for a few days and then fly to the job after. Guys, on the day where I get the confirmation that I got the job, he calls me, and on the day that I got the job, he tells me on FaceTime, I'm not sure if I'm still in love with you. Guys, he shattered my heart into 5 million pieces. When I tell you this guy was like telling me about like moving in together and like a family and future and I don't fucking know what. And then that, I was like fucking freaking out. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna hop on a fucking plane tomorrow and we're gonna sort this out because what the fuck? Like, you're telling me you love me all these months and now, sorry? It's the worst 3 days of my life because would not see what he did wrong. But at the same time, he would never scream at me, nothing. Was never like abusive in any way, you know? But yeah, I found an earring in his bedroom and I found makeup wipes in his bedroom. And we agreed to kind of like go on a break for 2 weeks. The break was like fine because I had a lot of time to think. After the break, we talked and he proceeds to tell me that in those 2 weeks the love came back and he was missing me. Crazy narcissistic behavior. Crazy. I obviously realized that I'm a fucking bad bitch and that no man should be treating me like that. Because guys, I was so patient, so understanding the whole time and would not like accuse him of anything until I found a fucking earring and makeup wipes. So basically we ended up breaking up because I was like, you're a fucking idiot, you're a moron if you think that we can still be friends, because he was like I can't be in a relationship all this, da-da-da. And then he still wanted me to like stay in his life. I was like, no. Now to the actual how I found out. One of my friends went abroad. She was like, oh, like I was talking to this girl, like, oh, I'm really good friends with her. She really likes you and she thinks you're so cool. And I was like, what the fuck is this bitch? I've never heard of her. And then she was like, yeah, you shared a man with her. Hold on a second. Excuse me? I messaged this girl because I'm like, let me find out what this is all about, right? I message her. She's the sweetest girl. Guys, she tells me that she was dating my ex while I started talking to him. So the whole month of December, when he already had said to me that he loved me, he was basically in a relationship with her, but it was like copy paste the same thing with me. He would not admit that he was in a relationship. He would tell her that she's the best, she's the only one, that he loves her so much, but would never actually be like, you're my girlfriend. Copy paste the same fucking thing. So the whole month of December, he cheated on her with me while he was also messaging and going on dinner dates, probably hooking up with his ex that I knew about. Oh, I also found photos of them in his cupboard still. So yeah, screwing 3 girls at the same time, probably even more, but those are the 3, me included, that I know about. He then proceeds to still text that girl that I was, that I got all the information from until March. No wonder he had like his WhatsApp and everything like double secure, when you need to put in another code. Yeah. Would never leave his phone alone with me, ever. No fucking wonder, man. And then the whole time we were still together, he was hooking up with multiple women where he lives, but also abroad. And apparently he's got this reputation, like people around him know. Guys, I met his family. Even though he was doing that, like he was screwing other girls. Multiple. Yeah, so that's that. It explains the taking off the frame. It explains the makeup lines. Yeah, it explains a lot. What do we learn from that? Trust your fucking gut. I had anxiety and my body knew what was happening. My body was trying to tell me, fucking leave. He's still sad and alone and is never gonna grow from this. But I did. So, yeah.
So last night, my husband decided to throw our entire family away. Our home, our family, our relationship, everything is just now done. Because apparently another woman was more important than all of that. So I had errands to run, came home from running those errands. No, I need ice. Like I was saying, came home from running my errands, couldn't find my husband, walked up. I can't do the flick thing, I'm not cool. Walked upstairs to our bedroom and found him in bed with another woman. Pretty much the worst moment of my life. Not only was she skinnier, prettier, younger, had the most beautiful bronze skin, what the fuck ever, skanky little bitch, but she clearly, I guess despite all of, the pictures of children and stuff in our house, she must have been under the impression that he was gonna be leaving me or that we were no longer going to be married, and therefore started crying and decided to throw her clothes on very quickly and leave our house. So she's crying, I'm crying, and what does my husband do? He chases her outside, leaves me inside. And of course, when I'm like, really? Like, you're gonna chase her? He's like, basically just tells me that like that's what he wants, that I don't make him happy, that this family isn't what he wants anymore, and yeah, that's his decision, that we are no longer what he wants for his life. So, I guess that's all there is to it. So when I woke up from that dream this morning, I was still hurt, still upset, heart still broken, rolled over, gave him one of these like looks. He didn't understand why I was upset. Like, how could you not understand why I'm upset that you would do that to me in my dream? Am I still upset? Yes. Do I want to know who she is? Of course. Am I gonna be okay? Are we gonna be okay? I don't know, we'll have to see. He has a lot to make up for. That's all I'm gonna say. Isn't it fun being women? It's just so fun.
Hey guys, while I curl my hair, I'm gonna tell you how I got cheated on. Because honestly, right now, I don't have anything interesting to tell you because I'm just a queen. Okay, so this was from my freshman and sophomore year relationship. Not this year, because I'm a junior right now. So this was like one of my exes before. My most recent ex. And if you've ever been cheated on, like, for the love of God, just leave the first time. Because this is the second time he cheated on me. Like, this is not the first time. And I promise you, they don't stop. I got cheated on 4 times. First time he cheated on me was 5 days in, so I forgave him, obviously. And the second time he cheated on me was a year and a couple months in, so I was, like, kind of shocked. Alright, so basically what happened is we were having a lot of arguments, but, like, we were already an argumentative couple. Like, we argued all the time. And I had brought up the fact that he cheated on me, like, a lot. Because once I found out in, like, July, and then we started dating in January. I found out in July that he cheated on me 5 days into our relationship, and then he cheated on me again in March. It always been a topic that I bring up. Basically what happened is, like, we argued a lot. A lot of it was over that, which is kind of surprising why we broke up, like, over that. He broke up with me. We didn't break up necessarily. We took a break, right? I'm telling y'all now, if a guy takes a break with you, he most likely just wants to go see other girls. Because he said he wanted to take a break to work on himself, but, like, that did not happen. So when he said he wanted to take a break, obviously I was freaking out because I'd been dating him for, like, a year and, like, 2 months. What is it? Yeah, a year and 3 months at that point. So I was just like, no, like, we don't need a break. Like, we can work through these things together. And he was like, no, I think we just need some space apart so that we can work on things individually. I mean, sometimes that is a thing, but in my case, it was not. So, I was just like, okay, fine. So I started, like, pretty much, like, being pathetic and, like, begging him. I'm like, bro, like, please, like, don't make us have a break. Like, we don't need a break. So, whatever. And he just keeps telling me, he's like, no, like, we need this break. Like, we need it. So, basically, it's been, like, a week. Oh, and also I forgot to say this. He said that this was gonna be, like, what's the word for it? Like, where you're not seeing other people. I forgot the word for it. Shoot. But you know what I'm talking about. Like, we said we were gonna take a break to work on ourselves, not to, like, explore our options. So there was this girl that was a problem in our relationship, and one day we were walking in the hallways together because we, like, said we were on a break, but we literally were still acting like we were dating. So one day I was walking with him, and she snaps him, and I was like, bro, you added her back? And he was like, well, we're, like, on a break. And I was like, we literally said that we were going to not, like, do this. Like, we said we were gonna be on a break for ourselves, not to, like, ruin what we had, right? It just leads into all this drama, and I get really upset, and he's just like, bro, like, we're on a break, get over it, whatever. So I'm like, okay, you're right, we're on break. So it's a week. It's been a week since we started going on break, and my best friend chats me, and she's like, hey, do you know who this girl is? And at that point, I'd kind of figured out that he'd been, like, talking to other girls because of, like, what happened in the hallway. So I was like, no, I don't know who that is, like, what's going on? So she sends me a picture of this girl, like, in the hot tub, like, with, like, holding up a picture of my, like, the guy I was on a break with, which was pretty much my boyfriend, his Snapchat. And she's just like, they've been talking. And I'm like, what? By talking, it was not talking. It was photographs, if you know what I'm saying. But I didn't know that yet. So basically, I add this girl because I'm like, bro, what's going on? Because, like, I want to know. My friend's like, yeah, she says to add her. Because my friend was on, like, a vacation trip. And then, like, somehow, like, they literally met and they were, like, talking about my boyfriend. And I was like, she was like, yeah, like, she knows your boyfriend and, like, all this stuff's going on. And I was just like, okay, tell her to add me. So she's like, I can't add you. You're blocked. You blocked me. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, you blocked me. Like, I can't add you. And I was like, I did not block you. I don't know who you are. So I go to my blocked and I check. She's blocked on my phone. And that's crazy because that means my boyfriend logged into my Snap and blocked her so that I would never find out about her. And so this is where it kind of gets crazy. That makes me realize, oh, wait, he hasn't had my login since the break. He must have blocked her while we were dating. So let me run it down for y'all. This girl proceeds to send me screenshots and stickers of the things he's been saying to her while we were dating and while we were on a break. So she was like, I was like, how long have y'all been talking? And she goes, oh, we've been talking, or, like, we've been, like, snapping and stuff since February. Wait a minute. And all of this is going down like end of March, beginning of April. So I'm like very confused. I'm like, wait, we didn't break up in February. And she's like, hey, yeah, I added him, like, and I asked him if he had a girlfriend, and he told me no. So I'm like, okay, girl, like, what was the exact date? Like, he added you back. Like, when did this start happening? She tells me a date, and it was like a night where he was being really off and like told me he was hanging out with his friends and stuff when he was just like actually doing that. So she sends me like these screenshots of stickers, and it's basically him. One of them says it's confusing right now, but like because he was talking about me, because apparently she asked if he had a girlfriend, and then he said it's confusing right now, but like, and then he said we broke up when we were actually together. Pictures of him holding his you know what, because she was sending him you know what. So at this point I'm just like so confused. I'm like, what is this? What is this? And then she proceeds to tell me stories about like how he was asking her to hang out while we're dating, how he still continued to ask her out while we were on our exclusive break. Are we actually serious right now? I crashed out. So I was just like, what? And she like sends me pictures of him at church snapping her and being like, hey, when are we hanging out? You free Friday? Keep in mind that Friday we were supposed to talk. We were supposed to talk things out. So he had plans with that girl Friday. So I confront him. I'm like, so you've been getting sent noodles, you've been talking to this girl, planning to hang out with this girl. Well, I've been fighting for us. And he basically just starts begging for me back. He's like, no, like, I'm sorry. No, it's like, bro, are we serious right now? And I took him back. I could probably go more into depth about this, but I gotta go to school. But yeah, that's one of the times he cheated on me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And don't be stupid, guys. If a guy cheats on you once, he's gonna do it over and over again. They never change. I promise. If you guys want to hear more about different story times, because I have a lot of them, let me know.
Let me tell you about the time I found out I was getting cheated on. I'm going to put a date on it just because I still don't know who the girl is to this day. But it was April 16, 2021, and he lived. So at this point, we were together for a minute, but I was in school in New York. So I basically traveled back and forth a lot. But this weekend specifically, I was staying in New York because he had something going on that weekend and I was not going. So I just stayed in New York. Basically, his plans fell through. He was going through a lot, and he was like, I really need you to come home. Like, I really need you. I need you. I need you. I need you. All this. But I think at the time, I couldn't leave. I had to leave later on that day, like later Friday, because I must have had something to do. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to be there. I'm going to get there later, though. So I think I didn't get in until about like 2 a.m. And then when I come home, I always come like to my house first and get my car, and then I'll drive to his house. But by the time I got in, it was so late. And before he even reached, he was like, just come early in the morning because I'm about to go to sleep. This around like 9, 10 o'clock. And that was very weird for him because he never went to sleep early. He was always a night owl. But so yeah, he was going through a lot. So he's like, I'm going to sleep early. First red flag, number one. Mind you, I had my alarms up then, but I'm like, But he's like, no, can you come early, like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. vibe? Okay. So I'm like, cool. So I woke up early the next day. Mind you, didn't hear from him the rest of the night. So I took myself to sleep too. I woke up bright and early, set an alarm to get to my man because I'm like, my man. That's the kind of girl I am. And I'm like, let me hurry up and get to him. I swear I got to this man's house at 7:30 a.m. I know for a fact I got there that early because I remember we went right back to sleep when I got there. So yeah, finally we wake up again and then, we're just doing our day together. But remember, I'm still in school. So at this point, I'm like, let's say maybe it's around like 1 or 2 now. And I'm like, oh, can I see your laptop? Because I got to turn in this assignment. Like something alarmed in me like, oh, I got an assignment to turn in. So I was like, let me just do the assignment over here because I did not bring my computer. I didn't bring nothing. So I'm just like, let me see your computer to do my assignment. So he like, all right, cool, give me his computer, everything. I'm doing, like, I open it up, doing it, whatever. I don't know if y'all know, MacBooks really be setting people up or helping us out. Either way, open this computer, and you know, like, the messages come across, like, if you haven't opened your computer in a long time, the messages be coming through, like, on the side. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, as soon as you open it, the messages kind of come on the side, like the ones you missed, basically. So there was a message from this number that was not saved, and it said, I'm outside. The message came in at 3:32 a.m. So you know me. I clicked on the message because who was outside at this time when you were supposed to be asleep?